In this video, we're going to be talking about the market update through the end of August.
That's right, and if you stick around to the end, we're going to give you our opinion of what we think is going to happen next.
Absolutely. So let's just jump right in, and we're going to start off with this quote. And it's conditions for buyers are less competitive than they were last year at this time, while a general increase in available inventory in most markets has not only given buyers more options to consider, but more time to consider them.
Right, so more time and more options.
Yes. And so basically that leads us to this. If we look at these numbers from Showing Time, and by the way, what is Showing Time? Showing Time is a service that realtors use to schedule showings on listings. And by looking at this data, we can tell whether there's more showings in the market, which means that the market's heating up, or less showings, which means the market is slowing down. It's kind of a leading indicator. So looking at this chart here, you can see that as of July, the index was at 158. And if you compare that to July of last year, it was at 190. So it's significantly lower, right?
That's right. Showings have been on the decline since April.
But here's the problem. Per the media, they're going to give you this short window so that they can be all dramatic with their numbers and things like that. And Lona and I want to be more in depth, give you a wider view, so to speak, so that you know what's really happening, at least from our opinion. And if you look at the showing time index from 2022, and you compare that to, like, say, the last 6 years, you can see that in 2017, 18, and 19, the showing time index was much lower in those 3 years, right?
That's exactly right. So guys, we're looking at July over the last 6 years. Showings are lower than they've been over the last 2 years. We're still significantly higher than we were pre-pandemic.
Yeah, so is the frenzy behind us? Most likely, right? We're still seeing a softening as expected, but that's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing.
Yeah, so that leads us to this next quote, and that is, the year-over-year dip in buyer activity follows a general market rebalancing that's taking place across the country as available inventory increases while fewer buyers actively shop for homes. That's another quote from Showing Time.
So guys, while he's pulling up the next slide, if you are getting value from this video, please go ahead and like it and subscribe to our channel so you get all of the latest data as it becomes available. We'll be shooting videos every single week for you. And if you know somebody else that could find this useful, please share it with them.
Yes. Leads us to our next slide, which is active inventory increasing dramatically. And it is. If we compare it to January, you can see that as of right now in August, we have 779,000 homes on the market nationally, and compared to January, we had 409,000. That's a dramatic increase, right?
It's a big jump.
However, if you look at that new listings to active listings, what's it tell us?
Yeah, so the blue lines in this graph represent active listings that are on the market, and then the green line represents new listings. So as you can see, if you look at August, the number of active listings, 779,000, as opposed to 447,000 new listings. So what does that mean? That means that homes are staying on the market a little bit longer. It's taking a little bit longer to get them sold.
Exactly. And just to kind of drive that point home, what's happening with the year-over-year change in inventory? Well, you can look at these 4 months here. It's kind of like a 10,000-foot view. And the darker the color, the more listings there are, right, on the market, the more inventory there is. And so you can see how since May, which states have really increased in inventory. Well, Florida is one of those states, right?
Yes.
We were also states that were the craziest and had the most buyers here and the most frenzy here and the most appreciation here. So we needed to have the slowdown, correct?
That's right. And I just saw a recent market report, guys. Florida is still the #1 state that is in demand, that people are moving to.
Understandably so, right? But then if you compare that to, say, like California, you have kind of like this mass exodus or people leaving that state, which that would explain why that's a darker blue color. But every state's got their own story, but it is just kind of give you a 10,000-foot view of that. Which takes us to this next slide. It kind of leads us into are we in a seller's market or a buyer's market? Well, we're still in a seller's market, especially here in Florida, right? Sellers are very much in demand, are still driving the bus, so to speak. But here's 4 things that buyers can find positivity from, and that is this. 41% of sellers accepted some contingencies in a contract, and which means that they've got home inspections put in there, they're getting more time for closing, financing contingencies are getting put in there, so that's a good thing. And 32% of sellers dropped the price because it didn't meet the appraisal. So appraisals are not coming in as high, and so now you got to drop prices.
Sure. So you don't have all these appraisal gaps and some of that crazy stuff that was going on.
Exactly.
Now, in addition to that, 29% of sellers paid for repairs to the home after the appraisal. It's another huge fact. And 32% of sellers paid for some or all of the buyer's closing costs. That's something we have not seen in a while.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that it's a buyer's market. It's still a seller's market. However, negotiations are starting to work a little more in the buyer's favor, and things are moving back towards more of an even market.
Exactly. And so that to drive that point home, if you look at this slide here, inventory is still historically low. And what do we mean by that? Well, if you take the inventory that's on the market right now, the amount of active listings, and you compare that to the same week in 2021, there's 26.3% more listings right now than the same week in 2021. However, if you compare that to the same week in 2020, there's 5.4% less listings right now than 2020. And if you compare it to 2019, there's actually 42.2% less listings on the market than in 2019. So basically, we need 50% more inventory just to get to more of a balanced market.
That's right. And just to clarify, guys, that is the last week of August through September 2nd is the latest data that we have on that.
Yes. Another quote. Lona and I love quotes. And this one's from the economic data manager from Realtor.com. Her name is Sabrina. I'm not going to try to say her last name. While fewer new listings are entering the market, overall inventory continues to grow, providing more choice to buyers who are still shopping for a home. This fall, a more moderate pace of home selling, more listings to choose from, and softening price growth will provide some breathing room for buyers searching for a home during what is typically the best time to buy a home. Now, I will say the caveat to that is Florida's a little bit different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seasonality-wise, what happens here?
Things go crazy in the winter time.
Yes, that's when everybody's coming to town. So
that's right.
You got to contact a Florida professional to know what's happening in our market down here. But if you want to know what's going to happen with prices,
yes, that's the magic question on everybody's mind, I'm sure. So, guys, it's still a supply and demand thing, right? Showings are down 16.8%, but active listings are up 26.6%.
So as always, we're going to keep our finger on the pulse, and we're going to keep you up to date on what's happening in the market. We'll keep shooting these. We know these aren't the sexiest videos ever, but per your feedback, people are enjoying the data and knowing what's going on in Southwest Florida, and we want to keep you in the know. So please share this video if you got value from it. And sellers, if you're thinking about selling your home or you want to know what it's worth, it's real easy. Go to our website, search floridagolfhomes.com, go up to the top menu. If you click on it, you'll see sell your home. You can actually put in just some basic information and you'll get an online home evaluation. However, it's an online home evaluation. It's accurate, but not that accurate. If you want the most accurate evaluation that you can get, Lona and I are happy to come out and give you a free evaluation. We'll also walk through your home and tell you the things to do to get the most value out of your home, and we do that completely free.
And buyers, for you buyers that were maybe in the market a little while ago and you were getting beat out by multiple offers or cash deals, this is great news for you guys. So, or if you're just new to buying and you're ready now, go ahead and check out our website. I'm going to put it right here for you. It's right here. You can search all of the homes that are available on the market now. That information updates from the Realtor MLS every 5 minutes, so it's always going to be the most accurate data for your home search.
And there's a Calendly link down below just to schedule an appointment with us at any time. If you just have questions about Southwest Florida, we're happy to help you. That's what we're here for. I'm Doug Lugers.
I'm Lona Lugers.
Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next week.